Okay, yeah. Oh, that works.
Okay. Sweet.
Steve, we're about to play one of my favorite all-time games.
What's that, John?
It's called Beyond Good and Evil, published by Ubisoft. Came out in, I think, 2003. We were playing it almost 10 years to the month after it came out.
That is quite amazing. This was the one game that year that I remember reading this, that it was really, really good and it got all these critical acclaims, but no one seemed to play it for whatever reason. Everyone was too busy with, well, the very first Call of Duty and Wind Waker and Prince of Persia and all these other great games that came out that year.
Yeah, it came out in a very crowded holiday season. I can't remember what else specifically came out that Christmas, but I remember the issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly I have with its review is just, it's a fat review section. There was a lot that came out that November and December, and just people didn't give it the time of day because of either not enough marketing push or some other reason. No Mario in it, no Link in it, maybe.
Right. That's kind of how Rayman is now. I mean, it's both games are made by the same guy, right? Michael Ansel.
Mm-hmm.
So he seems to kind of have that unfortunate curse following him, where the games are really good, but they're just not promoted for whatever reason. And going back to saying that this is about 2003, it's important to point that out because that was kind of relatively late in the PS2, GameCube, Xbox original life cycle. So
it was kind of right in the meat of the Xbox, at least. It was 2001 to 2005 or 6. I don't know. It's enough into the generation that it's a finely crafted game, and they really utilize the tech to the fullest advantage. It's also got a lot of charm. Prepare to have your pants charmed off by the art direction, the characters. There's some incredible voice acting in here. I don't want to say they don't make games like this anymore, but
they don't make games like this anymore.
Well, if they did, it would just be an arcade or PSN title, or it would just be an independent game.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a full $50, $60 release.
Mm-hmm. So it did so poorly at retail that, so even I didn't buy it when it was first came out in
that's fair.
Full priced, but within a month or two, it had actually dropped from $50 down to just $20. So I needed something to play after school, and I chose this because it was only $20 and it had gotten great reviews.
Yeah. It had a cool little look to it as well. Kind of cartoonish art style.
It was perfect, though, because I remember the first night I put it in after school. I was in a school production, and I got home at about 7 or 8 every night. It was ridiculous. And I just popped it in for the hour or two where I was awake before going to sleep. And it was perfect. Sorry, I know that wasn't really a complete thought, but it was just great to play after school.
That's what most of this talking is going to be, pretty much. I love that guy's sunglasses, by the way. They look like they're made of rope.
His name is Fen Diggler. It's fantastic.
It sounds wrong for some reason. Fen Diggler.
This game is beautiful. This is the HD arcade release, obviously, but it still, I put in the old Xbox version just the other day, and it looks great. And it's got some nostalgia, I'll admit, but
yeah,
look at that. It's beautiful. Would you not want to live there?
Sure, I'll live there, yeah. The gulls are looking nice and toothpaste colored, kind of green-blue,
This is the main character, Jade. She lives in a lighthouse. We're going to see it in a second.
Are her eyes jade? Oh my god, they are. And so is the sky. Why do you think this game is called Beyond Good and Evil, or is that a potential story spoiler?
I don't know if it's a spoiler. I honestly haven't given it much thought in the 10 years since I first played it.
Right. Because, I don't know if anyone's watching this that doesn't play video games, they probably think of Beyond Good and Evil as a book by philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche that came out in, the 19th century or something?
Got me.
All right, I'm just saying that's where the name comes from originally. And I was wondering if they ever came into copyright trouble with that, because if you're going to call your game the exact same name as a famous book by a philosopher, I guess you can't trademark exact titles, can you? As long as the body of work's actually different.
I don't know. Could somebody else write a book and call it Hamlet? Or, sorry, write a play and call it Hamlet? They would probably just be blacklisted. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm not going to pretend.
Copyright's really murky area.
Mm-hmm.
currently is right now with YouTube. It's mid-December 2013. There's a big hubbub going on right now.
Okay, so when this game first came out, obviously everybody has widescreen televisions now, so the game is presented in a widescreen aspect ratio, but the whole game was letterboxed, regardless of your television size.
So it was made with 16:9 in mind.
I don't know about that, but it was certainly going for a cinematic presentation. Everything wanted to look really important, and really presented.
Remember back in the early 2000s when we were all about how great DVDs were because they were presented in the original aspect ratio and they weren't pan and scanned like
how mad you were at relatives at Christmas who got you full screen DVDs.
Exactly. Like you realize the difference, right? And they're like, yeah, the widescreen has the black bars on your TV. Why would you want that? It's like, well, you know how you go to a movie theater and the screen isn't square? Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just mashing X to fight and occasionally pressing A to dodge. I think one criticism leveled at it is the combat is not deep enough. But honestly, the combat is not the point of this game, and it's a case of it does so much. There's going to be stealth sections, there's going to be exploration, there's going to be platforming.
Yeah.
And it does none of them poorly. You know, it's maybe not as fully developed as a game devoted entirely to one of those aspects, but it's a jack of all trades, master of none, but pretty damn good at all of them.
That's a good way of putting it because I felt that way with Dust and Elysian Tale because that's a game that you actually do have a lot of moves in your arsenal, but you never, like for most of the game I was using the same combo, which is like XXYYX or something like that, and that took care of enemies pretty handily, and even going back to almost every Zelda game, except maybe for Skyward Sword from what I hear, but almost every Zelda game has simple combat, and you know, unless your game is Ninja Gaiden or Bayonetta or something like that, you really don't need complex combat. You just need functional combat that's just fun and just keeps the game moving along.
So I'm going to kill this thing really quickly because I've done it a lot.
That's perfectly okay, John. This Let's Play will go faster if you're at the helm anyway.
Yeah.
For something so nasty, it doesn't seem quite as aggressive. Maybe I'm just used to Dark Souls. Not to start talking about Dark Souls for another 2 hours like last time, but
I've never noticed that hand coming out of the ground before. All right, dead.
Oh, there was, I don't know if you visit Kotaku at all, but one of their main articles today was about this hybrid food. Well, let me start by saying this. Have you ever heard of the turducken?
Yes.
Okay, so it's turkey, duck, and chicken. So this thing, they came up with several different names for it, and what it is, it's a combination of turkey, crab, and octopus. It is the nastiest looking food, and the first thing I thought was that it looks like a boss from Dark Souls.
I would put that on sushi. That sounds delicious.
Yeah. If you've seen the picture, it looks like something out of your nightmares, like something that you don't want to be anywhere near.
He doesn't need energy because I played so well that he didn't get hit.
This game has branching dialogue options?
It has dialogue options. I don't know about branching.
It doesn't have a morality meter, like Renegade and Paragon points?
No. So this pig man is Uncle Page, Jade's adoptive uncle, I guess. Unless Pig runs in the family.
She doesn't seem piggish to me. Then again, you said he's adoptive, so...
Yeah. I like this guy. He's not in the game nearly as much as he should be.
Do you just see him in that form there?
Yeah, you see him as a hologram once or twice right at the beginning of the game, and then it's just you'll hear his voice. That was me.
Okay. I have to admit, I haven't been paying too much attention to the mechanics of the game. I've just been kind of glancing slightly, but I'm sure I'll learn what's going on in a short amount of time here.
Yeah, it's fine. We're going to run into government conspiracies. We're going to run into these jerks who are aliens and trying to be police.
Is that this guy?
He's taking credit for all the hard work that I just did.
That jerk.
After you. See how polite.
They did a good job designing him because he's all upper body and he's got no eyes, and
kind of Cylon look to him.
Yeah.
Here's Fen Diggler.
That's a Battlestar Galactica reference, right?
It is.
Okay, haven't watched that yet.
Fenn's back. Again, he disappears really quickly after the start too, but that name has just stuck with me over the years. Fen Diggler.
Fen Diggler. How many gamer tags do you think have that name? Probably not enough.
Gosh, don't say that. Now I want to do that.
You'll just have to change it to Fen Diggler 69 or something else that's not taken off yet.
Keep doing nothing, and next time there'll be nothing left.
I don't know if this game has commentary on surveillance and government spying on its people and stuff like that, but I guess you could interpret it that way. I'm not going to talk about that at all, but
no, but I mean,
anybody looking for that aspect, go ahead.
Well, yeah, you'll find it. Yeah.
Wasn't for you.
It's fun. It's fun to think about the inspiration behind the storylines of these games, because I mean, like I said, I don't know that much about the game.
That's important. The serum. You don't realize how important it is until the very end of the game.
Uh-oh. Well, now I'm curious, John.
There's a lot of foreshadowing.
We can't skip to the end now, can we?
No.
No.
Gotta play the whole thing?
We can't be like a book and just skip to the last page.
No. Well, why would you do that? Why would you ruin a book?
Well, I've done that before, and it doesn't make any sense at all. It's like watching the last 10 seconds of a movie. You have no idea. You should try doing that. Like a book that you're excited about reading, just read the last 3 sentences, and you're like, okay.
Sometimes it gives it away. I'm guilty of doing it occasionally. If I'm really bored of the middle of a book, I'll go ahead and see, well, how does this end up?
Oh, okay. But the last 2 or 3 sentences will never reveal like crucial plot points, will they? I mean, it's not a.
It's happened.
It's not like an episode of Lost. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
Pessimisto.
He has a big chin.
It's true.
Secundo, we're stuck here. No,
I don't know if this voice actress has ever done anything else, but I love her voice.
Optima has cut off the power.
She's just perfect for this character.
I know I'll probably say this a lot, but it's so hard to not think of Alex Vance when you look at her.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Alex in her.
Kind of short hair, black hair, competent, you know, good with technology, eyes. That kind of thing.
Badass.
Yeah.
Midriff. Baird.
Not another one of your.
So taking pictures is a big part of this game, is that right?
Yes. Yes, that's one of the many gameplay elements, and it's not as limited as Pokemon Snap. It's not Fatal Frame. It's kind of its own thing. It's a combination because you're taking photos of evidence in the main missions, and you're just taking pictures of every animal on this planet in any other situation.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm guessing that some pictures are required for story completion, but there's a lot of optional stuff.
Look at this sweet digital camera.
Ooh, just like cameras nowadays.
Yeah. God, cell phones would ruin a lot of games. I maybe should have read that because I'm not familiar with these controls. Oh, it's going to help me out.
Oh.
All right, so...
When you say cell phones would ruin a lot of... Oh, you mean as far as if you give a cell phone to a character in a game, they'll beat it easily? It's fun
I can strafe like this.
It's fun to read things about old movies, and like this could have been solved much easier if they had a cell phone, or you know.
Yeah. So this, anytime you see red, you are eventually going to take over the controls.
Okay, I should be paying attention here.
Well, no, not necessarily, but you want it to all be green and pretty like that. So I'm gonna get my.
That's the go ahead to take the picture.
Yeah. So you can be too close, you can be too far away. He is just not moving. I'm going to send it to the Science Center.
Hi, Jade.
Do you get more points for being close? Or taking up the whole frame?
It's just, there's a set number of points you'll get for documenting any animal.
Species living on the planet.
And it's actually money. You get money for it.
Ooh, money's good.
Money is good.
I like money.
And then you'll see, okay, so every couple of pictures, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
When you've reached 8 pictures, you can download a digital zoom.
Yeah, you want that as soon as possible. You can get all those animals needed right on this first island here.
That's good.
What is he doing? Oh, there he goes.
I can't believe I didn't think about this till now, but Bioshock 1 had a lot of camera usage, which to me was one of the I don't want to say worst parts of the game, but I felt like you had to have the camera equipped whenever you went around a corner because the game gave you so many bonuses for, you know, filling up that little meter 5 times with this enemy, and then with this enemy, and then with this enemy, and usually it was something like, oh, you just do more damage, but other times it would be things like one of the enemies would be one of those guys that throws grenades at you. So if you took enough pictures of him, you get a perk where his grenades might be a dud. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, well, sorry, I just want to talk real quick about the game. In addition to your pig uncle, not all these little people are actually people. So there's like goat people, there's walrus people. It wouldn't initially occur to you to take a photo of just anybody walking around because they might be different species. But I remember the first time I played, sorry, I'm talking fast.
Oh, don't worry about it.
The first time I played, I was stuck with a couple of undocumented species at the end of the game, and I was totally confused. Eventually I realized you just take a picture of everybody living in your house and you can get it done. Alright, so just to sum up, we're dirt poor, and the little hologram dude that lives in my backpack.
Sure everything's working.
We're talking about the game still, right?
Yes. Found out that the Science Center is trying to document every species on the planet through photographs, so I'm helping them with that, and they will send me money. Okay. And with the said money, we are paying our electric bills.
I see.
And putting up the shield that keeps out those nasty creatures.
Perfect. I'll date and file
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So this is a game is another case of an adventure that starts off really small scale. I'm just trying to pay my bills here, and eventually you're going to be stopping a planet-wide thread and uncovering government conspiracies.
Yeah.
Gotta stay strong.
Ooh, subtitles. All right, that's a goat person. I've already taken a picture.
I like the font of this game.
Yeah, it's classy.
So the Panzer Dragoon Orta font, I think.
Superb specimen. I'll file it.
Do it. File it.
So I'm sure you know. Where, oh, that's weird. I'm sure you are you trying to replicate that?
Now I am. I was trying to get. Usually he has a little thing of food in his mouth.
Oh, that's. Oh my God! What have we done? Okay.
All right.
We'll just look at that for 30 minutes and talk about that in great detail.
Maybe because I didn't go to him first, he usually has. All right.
Do you have a I mean, I'm guessing that you've beaten this game enough times that you sort of have this order down where you just kind of you know which animals to take a picture of.
But I messed with the order by going over to that room to show you him.
John.
To show you the animals.
Now you got to start all over.
So these things are health, and I guess they're little falafels. And I guess someone's taken a picture of Uncle Page's snout a couple times.
They look like either tortilla chips or hard shell tacos from the side.
Well, they're called Starkos, which to me sounds Greek, so I'm going to assume falafel.
Oh, okay. I've never had falafel. What's that like?
Never had it. Couldn't tell you. Oh, Wolf, wake up. Crap. That's a really fun little chase sequence.
Throughout the house?
Yeah, you chase him outside and tackle him.
Maybe he'll come to if you take a picture of someone else or something.
Maybe. Who have I not?
Is there anyone outside?
Oh yeah, that's where I'm headed right now. Ooh, seamless.
Right where you are right now. This is as far as I've ever gotten in this game.
It's a good place.
Yep. So very far, in other words.
A field armadillo. They're becoming very rare.
All right, 3 more until I get my zoom lens. Seagull.
Ooh, I like the little hexagon.
That's our shield.
Sky shield. Yeah, I like it. Kind of Animus-like. Only you probably won't get a game over if you try to walk through it.
Oh, that was perfect.
Oh, that was a good shot there.
Seagulls. Well done.
Occasionally she sounds a little patronizing with her.
Seagulls, well done.
Field armadillo back here. I'm just scared into the ground. Go to the ground. Yeah. All right, so apparently there's an optional sequence where you chase the dog outside and you get some... I can turn this shield off.
You'll be glad to hear that I bought this game's soundtrack on iTunes, having never actually played it or anything, but I heard it's really good.
I was going to talk at length about the amazing soundtrack, so you just saved somebody a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, like the game itself, I've never actually experienced the soundtrack, so it was just a matter of time.
There's a blimp up there.
There is a blimp up there.
I wish we all traveled via zeppelins and hovercrafts. Whoo! Okay.
That's a very popular method of travel in BioShock Infinite. Unless some jerk tries to hijack it and then blow up the control center.
I'm gonna get my last 2 animals down here. It's exciting.
What's that? What's that floaty thing?
Apparently it's the mailman. It brought us a message letting us know that there's a mission waiting.
I like missions.
Yeah, I haven't really gone into the... I've never looked up like the backstory of Jade, but I guess she has a history of being a reporter. Come on, you...
That would explain the prowess with the camera.
All right. Wait for it to loop back. Oh, got it.
This beginning reminds me a lot of the beginning of Twilight Princess. I don't know if you ever played through Twilight Princess. But you start in Link's village, and there's like a little fishing mini game that I was never really good at, and I was really just like, it's a Zelda game. Can we please start with the dungeon stuff already? Once you get past the kind of slow burn at the beginning, it gets really good.
Analyze, okay.
Spark plug or boost.
Hey, Jay.
Like to take a page out of his book.
Hey, you said that last week too.
Did I?
Yeah.
That you, Jade? We just got one of them M discs. Might be another job for Jade Reporting and Company. If you can read it now, give me a chance to adjust this stupid decoder player that refuses to obey its
I
master.
think game developers should intentionally make graphics with low-res textures now, just to kind of get the game out faster.
Well, you can still get a complete impression of this world. I mean, look at this workbench. You can see the dude working on stuff, and you can see past projects, stuff on the wall. I don't need to be able to read that. I can just...
Yeah, well, you're filling the blanks in with your mind. I mean, I think that's a much better and actually more closer to like reading a book way of
tells me it's a radio.
Taking in the atmosphere.
All right, last animal.
Do you feel inappropriate doing that?
No.
Splendid picture.
No? Okay. I would feel inappropriate if I took a picture of someone while they're doing that.
It was a means to an end.
Roll of film is
Oh,
finished.
okay. So the ends justify the means, is that what you're
I'll
saying?
send you the Zoom.
Absolutely.
Recharge your film.
Now, there's one animal
Gonna
I could go
upload that
get.
in the internet.
One more animal I could go get now that I have that zoom, but I'm going to wait.
I love how
Already did
your money or your credit card or whatever is not a perfect rectangle. It's got like a little chip on the corner.
that. It's the future. It's the future of credit.
Nothing.
That's right. I'm going over here.
It's a good thing you told me that they were poor because they don't really seem poor.
Are you kidding? Look at the brown tones in this room. They're clearly
Well, yeah,
poor.
but that's like any like basement or whatever. I mean, they're not millionaires.
Hello, miss. I've been commissioned by
Now that
Mr.
guy,
Castellac.
on the other hand, is made
This
of money.
war is a catastrophe
He also has really
for
big
us all.
hands.
Mr. de Castellac would like to
and
entrust a
an
very
insanely
delicate
cool
mission.
mustache.
If you
And
accept,
drives
please
something
make your
really
way
expensive.
As soon as possible to the ancient mine on
It's a limo that
Island
floats.
located on the other side
Oh.
of town.
We don't have those yet, do we?
Really understood the enormous risks involved.
They're trying to kickstarting. They're trying to kickstart some flying cars, which is an absolute waste of money, I think.
I love how we're thinking about going to Mars. It's like, there's nothing there. Where are we going?
I want to go to the moon.
You know this de Castellac guy?
I mean, I'd like to go to the moon, but I don't want to terraform any of these places.
Smells like a trap. It's too dangerous.
Do you think he's covering something up, Steve? Did he seem a little too nervous
I
there?
really need to start paying attention to the story, don't I?
Oh,
Don't you
jaw set of determination.
be fine. If you want, I'll go alone.
No, it's just okay. We'll go together. But I'm sticking to you like bees on honey, whether you like it or not. Segundo, check over this pewter.
I said
The subtitles left out his charming colloquialism there.
Yeah. They're not fast enough. Maybe it was unscripted.
Wrapped up and running.
For a second there, I thought I said peas on honey. I'm like, I've never thought to combine those two.
Oh, see, we're poor. Look,
Oh,
stuff
man.
just breaks down. Oh,
Okay,
right.
Uh-oh.
we are once again connected with El Mundo Exterior.
Press X to push, John.
I guess that's our internet connection. It just turns it off
Oh.
with a sweet noise. I don't want his propaganda in my basement, so. I'm
Uh-oh.
turning him off. Oops.
So do you have a mission now? What are you doing?
I'm gonna meet the representative for Mr. de Castellac in that island that you saw in the photo.
Alrighty.
Although, first things first, I need to get my hovercraft up and running. Otherwise, we can't go anywhere.
John, is your hovercraft full of eels?
I don't know what that means.
I didn't think you'd get that reference.
But to answer the question, no.
No, Steven. What does that mean?
Look at all these
Well, you either
things.
get that reference or you don't, so I'll just leave it at that.
Should I talk to Paige?
So, Doctor?
I don't know.
Diagnosis?
What's he doing?
They have a good.
Is he like he's the mechanic of this place?
Yeah, he's a mechanic and I guess co-owner of the lighthouse. But they have a really good rapport. It's kind of a shame not more of it is spoken. It's just these little text areas.
Right.
Batteries are dead. And
Here.
the stupid generator is shot, Steve.
Oh,
It's
shoot.
shot.
Just give it a little kick.
All right. I'm gonna bring up Mr. DeCastelak again, and he's clearly uncomfortable about it.
What you just said about some words are spoken and some aren't.
Good Lord, you'll bust a gut.
That reminds me of what they were talking about during the time of Twilight Princess, where Zelda should start modernizing and maybe include voice acting and all that stuff. Because, well, I mean, I don't think it really needs it so much. I think Zelda can find other ways to stay fresh. And I mean, if they added a little bit of dialogue here and there, that wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, it's not going to be a Skyrim or Mass Effect level of dialogue as far as number of lines are concerned. But, I mean, at some point, it's strange to play a game that just kind of won't really take hints from other successful games in the genre that are kind of pushing things forward.
I totally could have taken a photo like that.
I love how loose that vehicle seems to handle.
Oh, it actually handles fine. It takes a little bit to get used to, but later in the game you'll see there are hovercraft races, and they are just tremendous fun because they are lightning fast and just great.
Lightning is fast.
I'm just going to describe most of this game as just great.
Great. It's just objectively a good game.
It handles like a hovercraft. I mean,
I've never handled a hovercraft before. Uh-oh.
I genuinely thought this was a game over the first time I played. I was very frustrated. I was like, there was nothing I could do.
That's how cruel games are. It's like you just start and it's like, well, you're screwed.
Oh, listen to this dude. This is how he picks you up to tow you. He just sings. I mean, this is how he comes. This is how he comes to you. These are the Rasta rhinos.
Oh, okay.
That's what I call them, at least. Oh, look, his vehicle is painted like, is
Like
that
the Rastafarian
Jamaican
colors?
flag?
Yeah, oh yeah, like green, yellow, and red.
See, look at his depth. I've been playing this game for 10 years and I never noticed it.
Did the water always look that good on the
no.
on the original Xbox?
It actually did. There was some really impressive reflection work going on. It was a pretty game.
We're about to reach 30 minutes, and when we do, I'll find a good break to stop.
Jeez, okay.
That was all right.
Yep, it's starting to smell like smoked bacon in here.
That guy looks like a rhinoceros.
Yeah, he does. I'm going to take his picture.
You should go throughout your day just with a camera, just take a picture of everyone. Like go up to
Oh, sure, that will not get me arrested at all.
You get it? No, not at all. No, just get some carry-out pizza and take a picture of the cashier. No, I need this for the money. Hold on.
Look at his horn. It's festive.
It's like covering his face. That's kind of frightening.
Yo,
Then
Jade,
again, horns tend to do that.
how's business going?
Things are looking up. Things were.
That's not how she sounds. You stop that. That's right. Okay, so in the opening cinematic, when there's like these little meteors coming down, they're green and they're hitting things, you can actually see this place get hit.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it a huge plot point, but it's just a nice little detail thrown in.
Yeah.
Would you like me to save here and cut the video?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stop here. So that is the end of this clip.